Today's video is on assumptions, and I wanted to make this video today because this is something that has come up in my life a lot. It's been a huge pattern with people in my life, and I wanted to share my perspective on this today. So when we make assumptions about others, we are actually projecting our own perception based on our past hurt, our trauma, and our experiences in life, making up a story in our mind of what we think this person is or has done or is doing to us. And many times it is not based in the truth, or the story of what that person is going through may be very different than what we perceive. And so a lot of times our assumptions that we put on others are based on expectations. And so if we have expectations that we've placed on people in our lives, people that are close to us in our lives, and they don't meet those expectations, it can be easy to make up a story that they are doing this to me. We might make up stories that this person is inconsiderate, this person is selfish, this person is not paying attention to my needs. This person doesn't value me. So there's many different stories that we can make up in our heads about something that somebody has disappointed us in within our expectations. And so this takes discernment, because sometimes there are things that happen in relationships that are unfair, and maybe you are being mistreated. And so you want to discern within that and also notice your feelings of what's going on. So usually when two people have, let's say, a conflict where one person's expectations are disappointed by this person, and so they make up this story in their mind and then maybe, let's say, attack this person, or they are upset with this person, and then this person gets defensive, and it's not based in truth, in their truth or in their reality, and there is something much more going on in the situation that this person didn't know about. So if we are somebody that has had our expectations disappointed, first of all, we want to look at our expectations. So when we put a lot of expectations on others, we need to look at if these expectations are realistic. So let's say you have plans with a friend and then they cancel their plans with you, and then you're upset and you feel hurt by this. But what if this friend just needed rest and needed to take some time for themselves, and it's not personal towards you, but you have this expectation on them that they need to show up, and if they don't, then they're a bad friend. So this expectation is based in past hurt and past trauma. And so it's really important to look at our expectations and also have an open mind and curiosity to see when these things are coming up, when this hurt comes up. Is this hurt based in reality? Is it true that your friend doesn't care because they canceled plans? Could there be any other reason than it being personal towards you that your friend canceled the plans? And so these are really good questions to ask yourself, and you will come up with, no, I can't be sure. I don't know that. Is that true? No, I don't know that that's true. I don't know what that person is going through, but I'm taking it personal, and then I'm projecting back onto them my pain and saying that they're a bad friend, or assuming that they're a bad friend or that they don't care about me. When we have these wounds come up, they're usually based in old wounds, like I spoke before. And so instead of jumping to conclusions or making an assumption about the other person, it's really important that we check in with ourselves and that we question ourselves and inquire within ourselves and what's happening within us. Is this an old wound? Yes, I'm hurt by this, but is my hurt based in reality? Is this really what's happening between us, or am I making up a story in my head from the past? And then we can have it the other way around, where someone makes an assumption about us, and then we can feel really misunderstood in that. And that's a lot of times where people become defensive. And so when somebody's making an assumption about us and making a story up about us and then projecting it onto us, it's really good to get clear in where you stand in that and what your truth is, and communicate that in a compassionate way. And also learning to set up boundaries in that way, because when someone else's stuff gets projected onto us, it doesn't feel very good, especially when it's not our stuff. And this can happen a lot in intimate relationships, right? It's really easy to trigger each other. And so it's really easy to project your stuff onto each other. And then also know that the person that you are dealing with or in a relationship with, no matter what relationship it is, they also have wounds. And so when they are projecting onto you, to know that that is coming from a wound within, and they're not able to see past that. So this brings a lot of compassion within communication, instead of going toe to toe or just the friendship or relationship ending, right, in a bad way. If you can be compassionate and caring towards each other and understanding that our wounds do come up, and it is easy to make stories up that we project onto each other. So when we do this and practice this, we start to get really clear on ourselves and how we're feeling, what's going on within us, if we are projecting onto others, or if others are projecting onto us, where we go from there, and how we can set up proper boundaries. And we also want to look at our expectations and those expectations that we put on others and where that's coming from. If somebody is treating you badly, then that's a whole other story, and I'm not talking about that. When you start dropping this need to make assumptions of others in all situations, because life gets messy and it's really easy to make assumptions of others. When you start to question this and live this way, you will have so much more peace in your life, because you're living from a place of neutrality and the I don't know mind. You're coming back to I don't know. I don't know what the story is, but I'm willing to have a conversation with this person to find out before I make these big decisions based in the stories and my pain that may not be true. This completely halts any self-inflicted pain, and it opens the door for a new perspective to come in, and for you to take a compassionate stance towards others, and therefore you are leading the way in that way, and others will pick up on that, and then you'll be a mirror for them, so they can maybe do the same in the future. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. My name is Tess. Thanks for watching.